Hi all. Today in this video, I am going to explain you the basic things about healthcare management. If you see healthcare management, basically it is one of the important service provided by the hospitals. So here the healthcare is talking about each hospitals, every hospitals, they are delivering a different kinds of service to the patient. So healthcare is talking about how they can provide or how they can deliver the healthcare services to the patient with the support of doctors, nurse, pharmacist, and other group of people. And also it indicates about the various operations of hospitals, the administration services of the hospitals, which includes as well as which supports the healthcare service. So by taking care of the entire operation process of the hospital's activities, right, their administration and the service delivery part, so and planning and executing in a proper way with the support of workforce, that is called as healthcare management. It includes various healthcare services like health promotions as well as disease prevention, medical diagnosis, and a way of treating the patients and providing services where the patients can rehabilitate. And there is a long-term care, palliative care, taking care of their health, providing emergency care, and so on. So it's not like only a medical services or giving a treatment or undergoing a surgery for the particular patient is the healthcare. So healthcare services includes all this service and operation part, which is planned and executed by the hospital management. Next, we are going to discuss about healthcare industries. Here, healthcare industry is talking about it's not only include hospitals. Apart from hospitals, there are different supporting units are there. Hospitals, which is managed by both public and private, government and private hospitals, and it is supported well supported by the pharmaceutical companies, pharmaceutical distributors, vendors, and the second important unit which supports to the healthcare sector is diagnostics, where they can able to analyze and provide you the causes, right, of your health issue, illness, and so on. At the same time, by providing services to the patient, it is not the doctors, nurse, they are providing the services, right, with their way of dealing with the patients. Apart from that, there are other supporting medical equipments, instruments, devices are there, which can help the entire workforce to identify the actual reason for your illness and then giving a solution for it. And also, a medical insurance sector, insurance unit is also one of the supporting factor which can provide a financially support for the patients to reimburse their money once they right got a treatment from the hospital. And the telemedicine upcoming and the trending platforms which is used by the most of the hospitals as well as to the uh, doctors. So these are the different industries are there coming under the healthcare sectors. Then if you see the components, so what are the basic components are there to provide healthcare services under each hospital? So there are 10 different components are there. Number one, healthcare providers. Of course, you are going to the hospital, right? Who will be providing the healthcare service? Who will be delivering the services to the patient to the senses? Of course, the doctors and well supported by the nurse, pharmacists, all these things. So there should be healthcare providers like public hospitals, private hospitals, a primary health center, community center, charity hospitals, and so on. So these are all the places. These are all the hospitals. These are all the structure like where they are providing a healthcare service. Second important components of healthcare industries, pharmaceutical industries. Of course, once right you get into the hospitals undergoing a treatment from the doctors, doctor will recommend and suggest you what are the medicines, drugs, other things that you need to right take care for your right. preventing your health disease and also to cure from those health diseases. So, a manufacturer, distributors, vendors, all these people are part of a pharmaceutical industry. This is a second important companies are part of your healthcare industry. Followed by the third is called as a biotechnology. Most of the hospitals they run hospitals with medical college with research labs where the research labs will carry a lot of research to give a innovative and creative solutions of for the healthcare as well as for the health as well as for the various diseases, right, providing a new vaccination, right, new therapy, all this thing. Another important components for healthcare industry is the industries where they are providing all the equipments and devices for the hospitals, like a scanning machine, like a MRI machines, right, and ventilators, oxygens, dialysis, ECG machines, surgical tools, and so on. So this is also one of the important components, right, which is working as a supporter for the healthcare industries. Followed by that, we have exclusive centers called diagnostic center where they'll be involved in doing analysis, analyzing your right the cause for that particular health issue to various tests like blood test, urine test, right, scan, all these things. And another important components, right, which supports health industry, health insurance industries. People when they're getting a treatment, right, to uh, pair their monitored aspects, right, to spend the amount for undergoing for the treatment, right. So have an insurance, they may follow the insurance scheme. So insurance providers are very, very well supported for the patient to reimburse their money. They can claim their expenses what they spend on the hospitals, and there are many hospitals had a tie-up with the health insurance also to provide right healthcare services to the patient at the affordable cost as well as to get a reimbursement on their services. Followed, we have a public healthcare sectors, most probably it is run by the government and also well supported by the primary healthcare center, where they focuses on right giving a lot of campaign and conducting a free vaccination campaign, right? Providing vitamin tablets, providing proper awareness education, right? Giving informations. All these things comes into the public healthcare sector. Followed by that, we have other supporting components for healthcare industry is the home healthcare, which is trending one, and most of the people are right get able to get the services in their home itself, especially for the old age people for various category of healthcare activities. And followed by that, we have a telemedicine that is also due to development advancement of the technology. Hospitals are right at particular platforms to provide services as well as to deliver the healthcare to the peoples with the help of the digital technologies. Like where you can able to get the opinion from the doctors with online consultation, and also you can see your report through the online, right, e-records and so on. Followed by that, the last important components that supports the healthcare industry is IT sectors. Now, if you see, no hospitals are following a traditional or manual methods of getting an appointment for the patients and registering all this thing. Apart from that, with the help of the IT supports, right, hospitals can able to manage a patient's record, electronic healthcare record, right, as well as electronic information, so e records, right, e files, e documents, where doctors can able to go through the entire analysis through the online platforms by entering the patient's ID. So hope these are the different 10 supporting components which supports the healthcare industries and also providing us a support for healthcare industries to provide a quality healthcare services for the patient. So hope you understood about the healthcare services. Next important thing is what are the various trends are there in the healthcare industries. We already learned about the supporting industries, which can talk about the healthcare, supporting the healthcare industries in various aspects. We are going to discuss about the trends. What are the recent trends are there in the healthcare industries? As the technology grows, right, the usage of telemedicine using a digital platform for providing healthcare services grows a lot. Second thing is medical tourism. So we can see that the people from abroad, people from other countries are ready to get the healthcare services from Indian countries, Indian hospitals. That is also another important trend which has been developed in the recent days to promote the medical tourism, where our country is providing a lot of facilities. Our country is doing a lot of records in the hospital healthcare service. Followed by the third important trend is right putting a lot of investments on developing infrastructures of the hospitals to provide safe and security right on their healthcare services of the patient. Fourth important thing is pharmaceutical industries and the research lab, where these institutes and these labs are investing a lot of money, undergoing a lot of research on an everyday basis to come out with different solutions and vaccinations for the healthcare services. And followed by that, the fifth one is the health insurance, where most of the people nowadays, right, they have started depositing, investing their money through insurance to take care of their life as well as their family members during the emergency period. And sixth one is now most of the corporate hospitals, multi-specialty hospitals are started adopting the AI robotics in their healthcare services. With the support of the AI and robotics and through automations, they can able to provide easy and accessible healthcare delivery services to the patients, where patients are satisfied and they are valuable for their quality services. And followed by that, the seventh important trending factor in the health industry is the big data analysis. Of course, you know, since you are using an online platform for electronic records, now the data becomes a very important part of every hospital. Through the data and information, healthcare industries can able to track the patient's details. They can able to monitor their information, and it can be shared with the doctors. It can be consulted with the doctors from the foreign countries also. Followed by that, eighth one is called as a precision medicine. Right, we have a different kind of medicines, drugs, and other things which is needed for a different kinds of disease, right, to prevent the patients. And then almost most of the hospitals focusing on quality-based healthcare service, that is value-based healthcare services, which provides a value and benefits the customers who is getting healthcare services from each and every hospital. And the patient-centered care is another important trend. So every hospitals are very much keen interest in taking care of patients from A to Z in dealing with their activities. And the last one is the 11th one is it's a green hospitals, which provides a very good green environment for the hospitals where they can able to maintain a clean and a neat environment, and they can able to save the patient, and they can ensure that no wastage disposals from the hospitals are creating a problem to the patient. So this shows that the environments are very clean and keep neat and tight in the hospitals. These are the various trends are there in the healthcare industries. And next, we have a major challenges also in the healthcare industries. Right? What are the major challenges in the healthcare industry is we have the first one is accessibility, especially into the rural places. Wherever the hospitals are there in the rural places, right? It's very difficult for certain peoples or certain regions to access hospitals on time and getting a services. That's another important challenge. Second thing is out of packet model. Of course, you know there are many models out there in the hospital. Now, most of the models are similar. It looks like an out of packet model where every individual has to go to the hospital and get the treatment where he has to, right, he or she has to bear the amount for their treatment, for the expenses, right, if they don't have any insurance scheme. And the third important thing is if you take especially the government sectors and the primary healthcare center, most of the public and government sectors are facing this kind of shortage in their skilled workforce. Like nurse, instead of three or four nurses, there is only one person, right? Fourth important thing is following the regulations and the law and having a lot of discrepancies in the infrastructure development where certain hospitals are not able to provide such kind of facility and infrastructure to the patient. There's another important challenge faced by the healthcare industries. Cyber securities, even though the corporate hospitals are right maintaining effective platforms, technical platform for storing the data, sometimes if anything goes wrong, right, if it is an unauthorized access, right, that creates a problem for their data informations, and it's create a lot of risk for their services. And another important thing is rising burden of NCGs, right? Nowadays, non-communicable diseases are rising a lot, right? So people are has not having awareness, and people have a scared about right what kind of a disease will spread in the future. So that is another important challenge. So we should be ready to face right different non-communicable disease situations with the support of what kind of precaution that you can take. Followed by that, safety regarding as quality and safety regarding the patients, quality regarding the healthcare services, are another challenges where it is lacking in certain hospitals. And too much age is another group of populations, right, having this kind of issue, because most of the aged peoples are getting a lot of health related problems. That's another important challenges the hospital has to address. And the major challenges is comes under the technical part. Even though we are using a technology, but if anything goes wrong, technology will become a drawback for the hospitals, right? So ensure that hospitals are having a proper technical platform and providing a lot of safe and secured, and all the data are right properly, right, safe, for providing a safety issues as well as the security on that. Another important challenges are inequalities related to healthcare service. Of course, if take private hospitals, right, most of the income will able to afford that particular service, where low income people, middle income people are not able to afford those particular services. So some of the hospitals are lacking in providing the equal. That's the important challenges. And the last one is pandemic preparedness. Situations, right, we cannot able to predict. There are uncertainties where we can able to face uncertain situations in the future. So whatever it is, we should have the basic awareness, as well as every hospitals, every organization, the WHO, other communities, other centers should keep on address you understood what is mean by healthcare management, what are the various components, and what are the supporting industries are there for the healthcare industries, and what is their major challenges and the trending factor in healthcare industries. Hope this video will be helpful for you to understand all these basic concepts. So in our next video, we can discuss about the other important element. Thank you.